All right, as we let these last couple guys clear off the track, we do have our flag carriers out on the first obstacle. So if we could please get everybody to rise, face the flag down at the south end of the arena, donated by J. Robinson Construction. Here is today's parade lap and your national anthem. That concludes today's national anthem, led by our musical director, Larry Merkowitz. As the track gets cleared on out, we will open up last straight for Strider warm-up. Strider warm-ups now going on last straight. All right, motos are posted. Any corrections, get them up to registration here right away. We'll get things rolling here with Strider Racing in just a couple minutes. Please check out your motos. Any corrections, get them on up to registration. Reminder today too, we do have leftover Spoketacular trophies from last weekend. So Spoketacular trophies will be available again this weekend, being that Halloween was just last Wednesday. When you're going up to pick out your trophy for the day, you do have the option of the Halloween themed trophy or a regular trophy, along with our Biker Bucks and Saber stamps. We got just a couple more minutes of Strider warm-ups while we're waiting for our moto sheets. Again, last call for corrections up to registration. Get any corrections on up to registration as soon as possible. We do have a total repost. Please check your moto sheets again. There's a total repost going up right now. All right, Strider warm-up drawn to a close. Let's hold the Striders down at the third corner. We'll get things rolling here. All right, again, let's hold the Striders down on the third corner. Lynn.
Listen up.
We do have one moto Striders today, 4 riders. All right, we got 1 rack, 4 riders, 3 3-year-olds, 1 5-year-old in today's Strider action. Mike's getting them all lined up down there, down in the third corner. We're looking for Reed Hill, Lexi Roth, Hayden Voss, and Sally Dancasek. They are off on their way down that last straight. Whole mess of paper plates coming at me. Looks like the 812 up front. That's Lexi Roth leading the way down to the finish line. Roth is going to take that one and only transfer here out of first round. Being that we have one moto, we will send everybody on back right away. Again, we did have a repost with motos, so make sure you get over there, check that out. So that was the 8-12 of Lexi Roth, taking that one and only transfer here out of first round. Again, we're racing again tomorrow. Registration from noon to 1. Everybody come back on out. Race with us again here tomorrow. Round 2 on its way. Hill, Voss, Dancasek coming on down the last straight. We got room for 2 in that main event. Looks like the 863 of Voss is up front. Voss is going to take a transfer, and Sally Dancasek, first day on the Strider track, going to take that last spot into that main event. So we'll send our qualified riders back on down and run that Strider main event. Also, for those of you that are either Strider riders or novice or intermediate riders, 12 and under, Scott Boker is again doing his novice inner Strider practice on Wednesday nights. Check out Facebook for more information on that. It's a little extra practice just for our younger beginning riders. We do rope off half the last straight so that Striders can practice out on a big track. No need to sign up ahead of time for it. You can just show up on Wednesday night, join in on that extra practice. Strider main events about to come our way. Gate drops, here they come. Coming up front, it looks like, I believe that is the 8-12 of Lexi Roth out front. Lexi going to cross, taking the first. Sally Dancasek on her first day out on the track, taking the second. And Reed Hill taking the third, rounding out our Strider podium. That concludes our Strider racing. Again, after all reposts, please get on back to staging. We'll get things rolling here with racing as quick as possible. Listen up for today's riders meeting.
Riders and parents, this is your riders meeting. This is an American Bicycle Association sanctioned race. We will be following all of the rules and regulations set forth by the ABA and ask that all riders and families do the same. Motos have been posted and corrections have been announced. All of the information you need is on those moto sheets. We ask that all moto sheets be left up during the course of the race as riders refer to them throughout the event. In checking your motos, make sure that the number that is on the moto sheets matches what is currently on your bike. If not, you may not be scored when you cross the finish line. Riders, it is your responsibility to be in the gate on time. You have been given lane assignments and must start from that assigned lane. Any rider not doing so may be disqualified. If you are not ready or have any problem in the gate, you must signal the starter by placing your front wheel over the gate. That will signal our starter to wait, and an ABA official will take care of the problem. Once the starter's command has begun, it may not be stopped for any reason. Only riders 5 and under can be assisted on the gate. That assistance can only be the rear wheel held between the knees. 3 riders down before the first obstacle is an automatic restart. Riders, if you go down during the course of a race and are not injured, please jump up as we have other races following. If you are injured, however, please stay down and we will assist you. Our track officials will be calling fouls as well as gate jumps. If you feel you have been fouled during a race, you have 5 motos in which to lodge a protest with the head official. We will be using the ABA transfer system and will be qualifying riders as designated on the moto sheets or by announced corrections. As you qualify, you will hear your name announced. If you have any question as to whether you qualified, return to the scores table for clarification. The American Bicycle Association exists for the enjoyment of the kids and families that make up our sport. Please be courteous to every member of our extended BMX family, and good luck to all of the racers.
That way we don't have these multiple reposts. So again, another repost coming out. We'll get things going here shortly. Gate drops down, coming on from the inside. Looks like Bucky out in front, coming into the first corner. On point, Emily in that 2 spot, following close behind. Total point racing here, so how they finish each round will determine their final finishes for the day. 6-year-old Oliver Bushy up front, in and out of that 3rd corner, coming on down the last straight. Oliver's going to take the 1 this round. Cool Hand Lucas Emily going to take the 2. And Brody Berglund, our 4-year-old, going to take the 3. Moto 3 out on the track, 7-8 mixed open. We got Heckendorf, Dancasek, and Alba. Looks like out front, the Nag 6 of Charlotte Heckendorf for Stats Elite Camp in the 1 spot. I believe that's Alba on the Gold Cup 1 and the 2. Dancasek in the 3. Coming on down the last straight. Heckendorf up front, going to hold on for that 1 spot. Alba the 2. Dancasek the 3. Out of Moto 3. Moto 4 out on the track, 13-14 mixed open. Leisman, McLennan, and Ulrich coming down through the 3rd straight. Again, total point racing here. Looks like we got the state 4 out front of Leisman. Leisman's going to take the 1, McLennan the 2, and Ulrich the 3. 41-45 women cruisers on the track. We got Ray, Johnson, Jensen, Mundell, and Mundell. It's got to be Emily Mundell up front, followed by Sophia Johnson in the 2, Deborah Ray in the 3. We got room for 2. 2 are going straight on to that main event. That's going to go Mundell and Johnson. Moto number 6 on the track, 10-year-old cruisers, Carr, Lack, Hill, and Lenners. Looks like up front, that's the state 2. That's Gage Hill in the 1 spot. Carr carving the corner, moving on up into that 2 spot. Lack and Lenners looking for a way. We got room for 1 moving on to that main event. It's all Chase and Gage Hill leading the way. Going to take that 1 and only transfer here. Out of Moto 6. Moto 7 out on the track, 11-year-old cruisers. Hallbar, Harris, Bailey, Fulton, Lenners, and Robinson. Robinson up front, followed by Fulton and Hallbar bumping elbows in corner 2. Got room for 2. Still Robinson up front. Prodigy Racing leading the way. To the line, Robinson going to take transfer and Fulton going to take a transfer. Out of Moto 7. Moto 8 out on the track. Got Fields, Gruba, Lloyd, and Ray. Looks like Lloyd leading the way out front, followed by Gruba in the 2. Ray and Fields bumping shoulders going through corner 2. Coming down the last straight, we got room for 1. 1 transfer going to the Mohawk Warrior, Caden Lloyd. 5 and under novice gate dropping down. We got Pigpen, Primrose, Kutris, Peterson, and Berglund. These riders are all 3 and 4 years old in this 5 and under novice class. Coming down the 2nd straight, up and over the table. I believe that is the 209 of Primrose leading the way. 1 rider going down on the 2nd straight. The 377 of Kutris moving up into that 2 spot. Looks like Berglund getting on up. 4 years old going down, never fun. Coming down the last straight, we got room for 1. And that 1 and only transfer going to go to Primrose. Out of Moto 9. Gate drops, Moto 10. This is 6-year-old novice out on the track. We got Krotzer, Osman, and Siselski. I have no idea who anybody is at this point, so I'll just talk and make it sound like I'm talking about something productive. Looks like we got the 652. That's Krotzer up front, followed by the 769 of Osman. Coming on down the 3rd straight. Room for 1 moving on to the main event. That's still Cruz Krotzer from Mound, Minnesota, leading the way down the last straight. Cruz is going to take that one and only transfer here out of Moto 10. Moto 11 on the track. Jambritz, Pearson, Ray, and Lindsay coming through the first corner. Out front looks like 699 of Jambritz leading the way from Cambridge, Minnesota. Racing for Dad. On the way down the third straight. In and out of third corner, stretching it on out. Coming down the last straight. Jambritz is going to take that one and only transfer here out of Moto 11. Moto 12 on the track, 26, 35-year-old novice. We got Hill, Melchard, Hemmer, and Melton. Looks like Matt Melton leading the way up front, followed by the state 6 of Melchard swooping that corner, moving on up to that second place spot. I think he's going to lose it right back here, though, in the third corner. Coming on down the last straight, we got room for one. That's going to go to Melton, taking that transfer. Moto 13 on the track, rack number 1 of 6-year-old intermediates. We got Tollefson, Carr, Melchard, Melton, and Emily. Looks like Prodigy colors of Gemma Tollefson up front, followed by the state 9 of Melchard in the 2 spot. Coming down through the third corner, Emily's in that 3 spot, looking for a way to get into a transfer spot, but it's all Tollefson out front. Tollefson's going to take one transfer, and the 9 of Melchard going to take that second transfer out of Moto 13. Moto 14 on the track. Rack number 2 of the 6-year-old intermediates. Got Kutris, Bushy, Kutris, and Palmatier. Got the state 10 up front. That's Bushy in the 1 spot, followed by Callie Kutris in the 2. Her sister's in that 3 spot, trying to find a way to move on up. Coming down the last straight, stretching it out. Bucky Bushy's going to take one transfer, and Kalia Kutris going to take that second transfer out of Moto 14. Moto 15 on the track, 7-year-old intermediates. We got the 55 plate up front. That's got to be Generator Clem's first race back after a busted up arm. Trying to get things locked in time to get down to Grands. Clem's going to take a transfer, and the Gold Cup 1 of Alba going to take that second transfer out of Moto 15. Moto 16 on the track, 14-year-old intermediates. Got Leisman, Ulrich, Harshman. Got the state 4 up front. That's Leisman leading the way through corner 2. Ulrich in that 2 spot, Harshman in the 3. Stretching out the lead, coming down the last straight. Leisman still leading out front. Leisman's going to take the 1, Ulrich the 2, and Harshman the 3 out of Moto 16. Moto 17, 26 to 35-year-old intermediates. We got Hill, Antil, Freeman, and Shu. Looks like Shu and Antil are up front. Coming in and out of corner number 2, Shu's leading the way, followed by Antil in the 2 spot, Hill in the 3. In and out of corner 3 they go. We got room for one. Coming down to the last straight. Antil takes it easy. Shu takes the transfer. Out of Moto 17. Moto 18, 41 to 45-year-old intermediates. Ray Mundell, Ray Lundeen. Couple going down in corner 1. Get them picked on up. Looks like Paulie Lundeen free and clear through corner 2. Looks like Van Bramer in that 2 spot. Fields in the 3. Our down riders bounce back up. Coming down the last straight, we got room for 2. Lundeen's going to take a transfer, and the 47 of Van Bramer going to take that second transfer in. Out of Moto 18. Moto 19, girls are on the track. We got Olson, McLennan, Johnson, and Chartrand. Looks like Ashley McLennan leading the way up front. That's Prodigy colors. Getting a battle on from Avery Chartrand in that 2 spot. Johnson and Olson in the 3 and 4. Coming in through the second corner. McLennan still leading the way down to the last corner. Chartrand looking for a way to get around. Coming down the last straight. Prodigy colors of McLennan going to hold on, taking that transfer. Out of Moto 19. Moto 20, 21 to 30-year-old women's, we got Carlson, Mundell, and Nelson. It's got to be Emily Mundell, nag 9, leading the way up front, followed by Nelson in the 2 spot. Nelson up visiting us from Rockford, Illinois, trying to get in some track time, I'm sure, before Grands. Coming down the last straight, Mundell's going to take the 1, Nelson the 2, Collison's going to take the 3. Moto 21, 7-year-old experts got Seitzer, Tyson, Lenners, and Tyson. Looks like the Venom colors of Lenners out front, followed by Tyson. Oh, one going down. Get that rider checked out. Lenners, Tyson, and Tyson coming down through the 3rd straight. Again, we got room for one rider going on to that main event. Lenners still leading the way, coming down the last straight. He's going to hold on, taking that transfer. As we get that down rider checked on out. It's got to be Hank Sitzler, Phenom Racing, going down hard on that 2nd straight. These expert riders are no joke. They're all pushing it hard, trying to get in those quality laps here before heading down to Grands. Back up on his feet. Is he going to ride it on out? All right, Hank's going to walk it on off, do some inventory, get things hopefully dialed in, be able to run for 2nd round. Never fun watching these little guys go down out here. Up on the gate, though, we got 8-year-old experts getting ready to roll. Up on the gate, we got Lack, Heckendorf, Primrose, Jensen, and Hallbar. Gate drops, looks like the rock one of Lack out in a hurry, followed by Jensen and Heckendorf battling it on out. Jensen shooting through the corner up in that 2 spot. Heckendorf dropping back to the 3. It's all Ace Lack up front, though. In and out of corner number 2, leading the way down the 3rd straight. We got room for two riders going on to that main event. Coming into the last straight. It's all Lack up front. Lack's going to take a transfer, and at the line, Jensen's going to hold on. Almost getting passed by Heckendorf at the line. Moto 23, 10-year-old experts. We got Nabik, Hill, and Kondrowski. Got to be Cooper Kondrowski leading the way out front. Coming down through the 3rd corner. Total Point Racing here. Kondrowski going to take the 1 this round. Nebek going to take the 2, Hill the 3 out of Moto 23. Moto 24, rack number 1 of 11-year-old experts. We got Huseman, Blummer, Byland, Harris, Lenners. These riders moving on to a semi-main event today. Blummer leading the way out front, followed by Harris in the 2 spot. Huseman looking for a way to move on up. Coming down to the line, it's going to be Blummer and Harris taking those 2 transfers into that semi-main. Rack number 2 out on the track. Carlson, Hallbar, Cheerhart, Fulton, and Bailey. Avery Fulton up front, followed by Hallbar in the 2 spot. Bailey looking for a way in the 3. Coming down through the 3rd straight. Fulton still leading the way. Bailey not giving up, trying to find a way to get around. Coming down the line, Fulton and Hallbar going to take those 2 transfers in. Rack number 3 out on the track. Fedrick, Lyon, Merkowitz, Bell, and Robinson. World 1 up front, that's Cole Frederick. He's in the 1 spot. Robinson in the 2. Merkowitz in the 3. We're missing one in here at least. Coming down through the last straight. World 1 of Cole Frederick's going to take a transfer, and skying it up, Robinson going to take that second transfer. Out of Moto 26. Moto 27, 12-year-old experts. We got Smith, Gruba, Isaacs, and Schintz. Looks like Brock the Rocket Smith in the 1 spot, followed by his teammate Isaacs in the 2, Gruba in the 3. Coming down through the 3rd corner, we got room for 1. Pumping hard down to the line. Smith going to take that one and only transfer. Out of Moto 27. Second round, start working your way back to staging, please. Second round, back to staging. On the track, 13-year-old experts. We got Tossett, Eller, Lloyd, Tessman, and Barrio. Looks like Lloyd and Eller battling out up front. Tossett in that 3 spot. Coming on down through the rhythm section. Room for 2. Transfers going. Lloyd and Eller taking those 2 spots. Out of Moto 28. Moto 29 on the track. Kennedy, Wright, Lindsay, Meyer, Chartrand. Up front, we got the Nag 9, Tyler Wright, visiting us from Wisconsin today. Skying it up into corner 3. He's out front. Followed by Chartrand in that 2 spot. We got room for 2. Wright's taking a transfer and Chartrand. Last rack of round number 1. Fields, Tolson, Amon, and Dingman. JT Tolson carving the corner. Couldn't quite get there to seal the line from Amon. Amon rocking that beginner league coach's jersey up front. He's in the 1 spot. Tolson in the 2. Fields in the 3. Coming down through the last straight. Room for 1. Big Mike Amon going to take that transfer. That concludes round 1. Round 2, back. Can I get Nathan Lyon to registration, please? Nathan Lyon to registration, please. Again, need Nathan Lyon to registration right away, please. Again, still need Nathan Lyon or a parent representative to registration right away, please. Round 2, setting the gate. Looks like 6 and under mix open. Gate drops. Berglin, Emily Bushy coming on down the first straight. Looks like Emily's got the edge this time. Leading the way into the first corner. Bushy in that 2 spot. Berglin in the 3. Coming on down the second straight. Emily still leading the way on that Gold Cup 1 plate. Bushy riding that State 10 in that 2 spot. Coming on down through the third corner. Down through the rhythm section. Emily still leading the way, but Bushy putting on some pressure on the outside. Emily's going to hold on, taking the 1. Bushy the 2, Berglin the 3, giving them a 3-3-6 total point race. Rack number 3, 7-8 mix open. Heckendorf, Dancasek, Alba. Looks like Heckendorf leading the way, coming down through the second straight. Gold Cup 1 of Alba in that 2 spot. Dancasek in that 3. Total points here in the same order they were in the first round. Coming down through the last corner, Heckendorf still leading the way. Down to the line. Heckendorf going to take the 1, Alba the 2. And Danzisak that 3. 13-14 mixed open. McLennan leading the way in and out of corner number 2. Coming into corner 3, total points here. McLennan up front this round. Got the state 4 of Leisman right on her heels. McLennan, Leisman, and Ulrich giving them a 3-3-6 total point race. Out of Moto 4. Moto 5 on the track, 41-45 women cruisers. We got Ray, Jensen, Mundell. Deborah Ray out front, followed by Mundell in the 2 spot. Jensen in the 3. We got room for 2. 2 riders going on to the main event. Coming down the last straight on that Gold Cup 3 plate, Deborah Ray going to take a transfer, and Carrie Mundell going to take that second transfer out of Moto 5. Moto 6 out on the track, Carr, Lack, Lenners. Looks like Lack out front, followed by Carr in that 2 spot. We got room for 2. Lack, Carr, going to take those 2 transfers in. Out of Moto 6, Moto 7 on the track, 11-year-old cruisers. Halber, Bailey, Harris, and Lenners. Halber's up front, followed by Bailey in the 2 spot, Harris in the 3. We got room for 3 coming down through the last straight. It's all Halber leading the way. Bailey skying it up, taking a transfer, and Harris rounding out those transfers in. Out of Moto number 7, Moto 8 on the track, 12-year-old cruisers. Gruba's up front, followed by Fields and Ray. We got room for 2. Hunter Gruba leading the way down through the last straight. Gruba's going to take a transfer, and Fields going to take that second transfer in. Out of Moto 8, on to 5 and under novice, Kutras, Peterson, Berglund. 3 riders coming on down the second straight. We got room for 2. Looks like the 377 out front. That's Kutras leading the way, followed by the 001 of Peterson in that 2 spot. Berglund trying to find a way to get on into that main event. Kutras still leading the way, giving a peek over his shoulder, seeing, hey, where's my buddies at? Coming down through the rhythm section, up and over the table. Kutras going to take a transfer, and Peterson going to take that second transfer. Out of Moto 9, Moto 10 on the track. Osman, and Siselski. Looks like the 769 of Osman leading the way up front, followed by the 837 of Siselski in the 2 spot. I see one of our beginner league jerseys in that 3 spot. Coming on down through the 3rd corner. Aiden Osman still leading the way up and over the table. Aiden's going to take a transfer in. Coming down to the line, Jager Siselski going to take that second transfer. Out of Moto 10, Moto 11 out on the track, Peterson, Ray, and Lindsay. It's got to be Ray up front, visiting us from Anarchy, Iowa. In through the 3rd corner, coming down the last straight. Mini Machine, Ray still leading the way, followed by the 70 plate of Peterson taking that second transfer in. Out of Moto 11, Moto 12 on the track. Got Hill, Melchert, Hemmer coming down through the third straight. Melchert, Hemmer battling it on out. We got room for 2. Coming down to the line, Hemmer's up front. He's going to take a transfer, and Melchert going to take that second transfer in. Out of Moto 12, Moto 13, 14 combined. We got Carr, Melton, Emily, Kutras, Palmatier. Got the Gold Cup 3 up front. That's Emily leading the way, followed by the District 3 of Kutras in the 2 spot. Coming down through the 3rd corner, Emily's up front. Emily's going to take a transfer spot. Kutra's going to take a transfer. The Gold Cup 1 of Carr and the 255 of Palmatier. Rounding out those transfers in. Out of Moto 13-14 combined. Moto 15, 7-year-old intermediates. Got Huseman, Schaffer, Geis, and Dancasek. Got room for 3 coming down the last straight. Transfers are going out. 2. Schaefer taking a transfer in. Geis and Dancasek. Taking transfers in out of Moto 15. Moto 16 on the track. Leisman, Ulrich, Hirschman. State 4 up front, that's Leisman. He led it last lap. He's going to lead it again coming into the rhythm section. Leisman's going to take the 1. The 176 of Ulrich going to take the 2. Hirschman going to take the 3, giving them a 2.46 total point race. Looks like we got a little bit of a mix-up with maybe who transferred in. Trying to get that straightened out. We always want to make sure we got all the right riders ready to roll. For those of you that don't know, we do have a beginner league that started last week. This week was week number 2 for their practices. I believe we have about 23 riders signed up. Head coach Mike Amon leading that way. We will try to start doing that a couple times a year, so if you know somebody interested in getting involved with the sport of BMX, it's a great way to start it on out. Looks like Moto 17 getting in the gate. Gate drops, looks like Antil powering on out of the middle of the track. Hill in that 2 spot. Coming down through the second straight. Antil up front, followed by Hill in that 2 spot. Freeman in the 3. Smiling his way through the corner thinking, I can't keep up with these guys. Antil's going to take a transfer, and Hill going to take that second transfer. Out of Moto 17, Moto 18 on the track. We got Ray, Mundell, Ray, and Collison. Synergy Colors of Collison up front, followed by the husband-wife team of Ray in the 2 and 3. Nice little swoop there of Ray moving on up to the 1 spot. Let's see if he can hold on to it down through the rhythm section. Coming to the line, Stuart Ray is going to take a transfer. Collison going to take a transfer in. Deborah Ray going to take that last transfer in. Out of Moto 18. Looks like we got the girls out on the track. We got Olson, Johnson, and Chartrand. Avery Chartrand up front, followed by Johnson in the 2, Olson in the 3. We got room for 2 coming down through the last straight. Factory Wheelwist Colors of Chartrand up front. Going to take a transfer, and at the line, Johnson going to hold on to that second transfer in. Out of Moto 19, Moto 20 out on the track. Got Mundell up front, followed by Nelson in that 2 spot, Carlson in the 3. Total point racing here. They're in the same order they were in last round, coming down through the last straight. Mundell's going to take the 1, Nelson the 2, Collison the 3. On to Moto 21, 7-year-old experts, Seitzer, Tyson, and Tyson. Nice to see Hank back on the track after a hard crash in the first round. Brother duo of Jacob and Lucas Tyson in the 1 and 2 spot. Hank's looking for a way to move on up into that transfer spot. Looks like maybe the Tyson boy slipped a little pedal coming down through that 3rd straight. We got room for 2. Lucas Tyson taking a transfer in. Hank Sitzler taking that second transfer in. Out of Moto 21, Moto 22, Heckendorf, Primrose, Hallbar. Up front, that's got to be Charlotte Heckendorf leading the way, followed by the State 6 of Primrose in that 2 spot. JJ Hallbar in that 3. We got room for 2. Coming down the last straight, Heckendorf leading the way, going to take a transfer, and Primrose going to take that second transfer in. Out of Moto 22, Moto 23, Nabik, Hill, and Kondrowski. Looks like Hill's out front this round, followed by Kondrowski in the 2 spot. Nabik in the 3, coming down through the 3rd straight. Little flip-flop this round. That's the 38 of Hill taking the 1 this round. Kondrowski taking the 2, Nabik taking the 3. Moto 24, rack number 1, 11-year-old experts. We got Huseman, Byland, and Lenners. Lenners leading the way, followed by Huseman in the 2, Byland in the 3. Got room for 2 moving on to that semi-main event. Lenners going to take a transfer, and Huseman going to take that second transfer in. Moto 25 out on the track. Collison, Cheerhart, and Bailey. Got Venom colors of Bailey up front, followed by Collison in the 2 spot, Cheerhart in the 3. Again, we got room for 2 moving on to that semi-main. Down into the rhythm section. Bailey still leading the way up front. Collison putting on some pressure. Bailey, Collison going to take those 2 transfers in. Moto 26, Lyon, Merkowitz, and Bell. We got 2, so we call this a boat ride. Merkowitz going to take a transfer in, and the 5 of Bell going to take a transfer in as well. Merkowitz and Bell taking those 2 transfers in to that semi-main event. Moto 27, 12-year-old experts on the track. We got Gruba, Isaacs, and Schintz. Hunter Gruba up front, followed by Isaacs in that 2 spot. Schintz in the 3. Coming down through the 3rd straight. Isaacs putting on the pressure from the outside. Can he swoop the corner? Can't quite get there. It's going to be a drag race down the line. Isaacs going to take the 1 spot, taking a transfer in, and Gruba going to take that second transfer in. Out of Moto 27, Moto 28. Tossett, Tessman, and Barrio. Megan Tossett up front, followed by the 55 plate of Tessman in that 2 spot. Barrio in the 3. Coming down through the 3rd corner. Megan Tossett still leading the way for Venom Racing down through the rhythm section. The 55 of Tessman passing right at the line, taking a transfer, and Tossett taking that second transfer in. Moto 29 got Kennedy, Lindsay, Meyer. The 13 plate up front, that's Meyer leading the way, followed by Lindsay in the 2 spot, Kennedy in the 3. Coming in and out of the 3rd corner, down through the last straight, room for 2. Meyer still leading the way down to the line. Meyer going to take a transfer, and Lindsay going to take a transfer in. Out of Moto 29. Moto 30, last rack of qualifying racing. Fields, Tollefson, and Dingman. Dingman's leading the way, followed by Tollefson in the 2 spot. Fields in the 3. Coming down through the 3rd corner, there's room for 2. This is the group that I always worry about crashing at the line. Dingman still leading the way down the line. Dingman, Tollefson going to take those 2 transfers in. Out of Moto 30. That wraps up our qualifying racing. I believe we have at least 1 move up to do, a couple giveaways. Semi-main events are going to be up in 5 minutes. So if you're 11X and you are running your semi-main event, head on over to staging. Semi-mains up in 5 minutes. We'll do a couple giveaways while we're giving these semi-riders a chance to catch their breath. Then we'll do our move up right after that semi-runs. Got a candy bar going out to Lucas Tyson. Lucas, got a candy bar for you. Here's Lucas, nice job. We got a push-up going to Jenna Clems. Jenna Clems at her first race back from a busted arm. Now that she can do a push-up, she can eat one too. And we got a Gatorade going out to Bodie the Bear Bailey. Bodie Bailey got a Gatorade for you. That wraps up our giveaways. Again, 11X semis are posted. If you're in that semi-main event, head on over to staging. We'll get that running here in just a couple minutes. Still looking for Jenna Clems. I got your push-up down here. Jenna Clems, come get your push-up. Or Mom, come on down since Jenna's not. All right, if we can get track officials back to their positions, we're going to run this semi-main. $11X getting staged on up. 2 racks, 6 riders each. We got 4 from each going on to that main event. Rack number 1 in the gate. We got Blummer, Hallbar, Frederick, Huseman, Collison, and Merkowitz. Gate drops down from the inside. World 1, Cole Frederick up front, followed by Blummer in the 2 spot, Hallbar in the 3, Huseman in the 4. We got room for 4. Merkowitz and Collison looking for a way in right now, but it's all Frederick leading the way up front. Frederick still in that 1 spot, stretching on out. Blummer in the 2, Hallbar 3, Huseman in that 4. Coming down through the line, Frederick going to take a transfer. Blummer, Hallbar at the line. That was Huseman taking that last transfer in. Out of rack 1, rack 2, Harris, Fulton, Robinson, Lenners, Bailey, and Bell. Robinson up front, followed by Fulton in the 2 spot. Bailey, Harris in the 3 and 4. Got room for 4. Coming down through the last straight. It's all Robinson still up front. Transfers go. Robinson with 1. Fulton, Bailey, Harris rounding out that main event. We will. Or a couple move-ups to do down at the finish line, though. Again, tracks open for 12 and over experts. 12 and over experts only during intermission. Guys, half laps only out on the track. First and second straight only. All right, we got one move up to do. Joining the ranks of intermediate. Can I get Jake Schintz down to the finish line? Jake. I know he's here. Where'd he go? Usually these people are like on the finish line, ready to be here, waiting with their camera. Jake Schintz. I see him over there talking. Jake Schintz. Take your time. We're just waiting on you. Here he is. Congratulations, Jake. Moving on up to the ranks of intermediate. If you can turn around. Turn it. We're going to look at Heidi, get a picture. And then look at the little camera on the finish line scorers booth. Give a wave. That's going out to Facebook and YouTube and all over the interweb. Congratulations. Moving on up to intermediate. If you're in main events today, start heading your way over to staging. Main events start staging up. I do need 3 volunteers down at the finish line for ticket crew. If you're willing to help hand out tickets today, we'd greatly appreciate the help. Ticket crew, come on down to the finish line. I need 3 volunteers. All right, main events up in the gate. Gate drops down. Berglund, Emily, Bushy. We got a 3-3-6 total point race. Emily and Bushy tied up, coming down into the first corner. Emily sliding out in front. Bushy in that 2 spot, looking for a way to move on up. Berglund in that 3, coming down through second corner. It's still Emily leading the way on that Gold Cup 3 plate, representing Bad Company Racing. Coming down through the last straight, gives a peek over the shoulder. Bushy putting on some pressure from the outside, can't quite get there. Emily going to take the overall 1, Bushy the overall 2, Berglund the overall 3. Out of Moto 2, Moto 3 out on the track. Heckendorf, Dancasek, Alba. 2-4-6 total point race. They're in the same order they've been in all day. Heckendorf leading the way up front, followed by Alba in that 2 spot. Dancasek in that 3. Coming down through the second corner, stretching it out. Heckendorf leading the way on her Nag 6 plate. Down through the rhythm section. Heckendorf going to take that overall 1. Alba the overall 2. Dancasek the overall 3. Moto 4, 13-14 mix open. McLennan out front, leading the way. Believe that's Leisman in that 2 spot. Those 2 are knotted up, 3 points apiece. How they cross will be how they finish. McLennan with the 1, Leisman the 2, Ulrich the 3. Out of Moto 4, Moto 5, 41-45 women cruisers out on the track. We got Ray, Johnson, Mundell, and Mundell. It's Emily Mundell up front, followed by Johnson in the 2 spot, Ray in the 3. Carrie Mundell bringing up the rear. Down through the 3rd straight, in and out of the 3rd corner. Emily's up front. She's going to take the 1. Johnson going to take the 2. Coming down to the line, Deborah Ray going to hold on for that 3. Out of your 41-45 women cruiser class. 10-year-old cruisers out on the track. Carr, Lack, and Hill. That's Hill leading the way up front, followed by Lack in that 2 spot. Carr in the 3. These riders all qualified to get here, so how they cross will be how they finish. Hill's going to take the 1. Lack the 2. Carr the 3. Out of your 10-year-old cruiser, 11-year-old cruiser. Hallbar, Harris, Bailey, Fulton, Robinson. Free agent colors of Fulton up front, followed by Robinson in the 2 spot, Bailey in the 3. Hallbar and Harris looking for a way onto that podium. Down through the 3rd corner, it's still Fulton leading the way up front. Pumping hard down the last straight. Fulton going to take the 1, Robinson the 2, Bailey the 3. Rounding out that podium. 26 to 30-year-old cruisers out on the track. Lloyd, Gruba, Fields. Sounded like Lloyd almost rolled the bead off his tire coming through corner 2. Gruba's in that 2 spot. These riders qualified to get here, so it's going to be Lloyd with the 1, Gruba the 2, Fields the 3. Out of Moto 8. Moto 9, 5 and under novice out on the track. Primrose, Kutris, Peterson coming down up and over the table on the 2nd straight. Got to be the 377 of Kutris. Getting some pressure from the inside. Nice little move by the 209 of Primrose, sliding up into that 1 spot. I would have gone down trying to make that move. Primrose holding on to it through the corner 3, coming down to the last straight. Pressure's coming on, though, from the outside. Can Primrose hold on? Primrose will take the 1. Kutris the 2. Peterson the 3. Out of Moto 9. Moto 10 on the track. 6-year-old novice. Got Krotzer, Osman, and Soselski. The 652 of Krotzer's up front. Followed by Osman in that 2 spot. Soselski in the 3. These riders all qualified to get here, so how they cross will be how they finish. Krotzer still leading the way from Mound, Minnesota. Up and over the line. Krotzer going to take the 1. Osman going to take the 2. And Jager Soselski going to take that 3. Moto 11, Jabritz, Peterson, Ray, Looks like the 699 of Jabbert's in that one spot. Coming down through the third straight. Up and over the table. Dallas Jabbert's going to take the 1. At the line, Ray's going to take the 2. Peterson the 3. Out of Moto 11, Moto 12 on the track. Hill, Melchert, Hemmer. Or Hill. Sorry. There's 3 guys out there. Coming down through the last straight. State 6 of Melchert leading the way. Melcher going to take the 1. The 658 of Hemmer is going to take the 2. Melton the 3. Rounding out that podium. 6-year-old intermediates, Moto 13, 14 combined. We got Tolson, Carr, Melchert, Emily, Kutris, Bushy, Kutris, Palmatier. Got JT Tolson leading the way up front, followed by Melchert in that 2 spot. Number 4 of Callie Kutris in that 3. Coming down through the last straight. Prodigy colors up front. It's little JT Tolson crossing the line, taking the 1. The 9 of Melchert, the 2. Kutris, the 3. And with that win, Gemma Tolson is our newest expert girl rider. Congratulations, moving on up right in time for Grands. Moto 15 on the track, 7-year-old intermediates. We got Schaefer, Alba, Clems, Geist, Dancasek. Looks like the Gold Cup 1 of Alba up front. Clems putting pressure in on the inside. Alba, Clems, and at the line, I missed that last plate. The 203 of Geist rounding out that podium. 14-year-old intermediates on the track. Leisman leading the way up front. Coming into this main event on a pair of aces. Down through the rhythm section, Leisman's going to take the overall 1. The 176 of Ulrich going to take the overall 2. And Harshman going to take the overall 3. Moto 17, Hill, Antil, and Shu. Antil sliding up into the 1 spot, followed by Shu in the 2 spot, Hill in the 3. These riders qualified to get here, so how they cross will be how they finish. Antil going to take the 1, Shu the 2, Hill the 3. 41 to 45 intermediates on the track. Ray, Lundeen, Van Bramer, and Collison. Dan Van Bramer up front, followed by Paulie Lundeen in the 2. Stuart Ray sliding up to that 3 spot through corner 2. Down through the rhythm section they go. Van Bramer still leading the way up front. Paulie putting pressure on, trying to get there. Can't quite seal the deal. Van Bramer at the 1. Lundeen the 2. Ray the 3. Rounding out that podium. Girls are on the track. McLennan, Johnson, Chartrand. Ashley McLennan leading the way up front, followed by Chartrand in the 2 spot. Johnson in the 3. Coming into the 3rd corner, down through the last straight. McLennan still holding on to that 1 spot. Chartrand don't like it, trying to get around. At the line, McLennan holding on for the 1. Chartrand the 2. Johnson the 3. Collison, Mundell, Nelson on the track. Mundell up front, followed by Nelson in the 2 spot. Collison in the 3. 246 total point race. They're in the same order they've been in all day. Mundell leading the way down through the last straight. Mundell going to take the overall 1. Nelson the overall 2. Collison the overall 3. 7-year-old experts on the track. Seitzer, Tyson, Lenners. Looks like Tyson up front, followed by Lenners in the 2 spot. Hank Sitzler, who went down hard in the first round, makes the mains in the 3 spot. These guys all qualified to get here. Coming down through the last straight. Lenners putting on some pressure. To the line, Tyson's going to take the 1. Lenners the 2. Hank Seitzer going to take that 3. Moto 22, Lack, Heckendorf, Primrose, Jensen. Lack's up front, followed by Jensen in the 2. Heckendorf in the 3. Coming down through the 3rd straight. The Rock 1 plate up front. That's Ace Lack. Leading the way down through the rhythm section. Lack up and over the table, going to take the 1. Jensen the 2. Heckendorf the 3. Out of Moto 22, Moto 23, 10-year-old experts. Nybeck, Hill, Kedrowski. These guys are all flip-flopped around. The 38 up front, that's Hill. Followed by Cooper in that 2 spot. Coming down through the last straight. I believe it will be how they cross. Finish line, help me out if it's different. I believe that's Hill with the overall 1. Hill with the overall 1. Kondrowski with the overall 2. Nebik, the overall 3. 11-year-old experts to the line. Frederick, Blummer, Bailey, Robinson. Those riders through a semi-main, full rack of 8. That right there is like a national main event. 12-year-old experts out on the track. That's Isaacs up front, followed by Gruba in the 2 spot. Smith in the 3. These riders all qualified to get here, so how they cross will be how they finish. Isaacs taking the 1, Gruba the 2, Smith the 3. 13-year-old experts on the track. Tossett, Eller, Lloyd, Tessman. Mohawk Warrior up front. That's Lloyd leading the way into corner 2. Eller in that 2 spot. Tossett in the 3. Coming down through the 3rd straight, stretching it on out. Lloyd leading the way down through the rhythm section. Skying it up. Lloyd with the 1. Eller the 2. At the line, shutting down the 55 of Tessman, getting Tossett at the line. 15-year-old experts on the track. Wright, Lindsay, Meyer, Chartrand. Believe that's Tyler Wright taking the 1. Meyer the overall 2. Chartrand with the 3. Last rack of racing out on the track. Tollefson, Amon, Dingman. That's Tollefson up front leading the way. Amon in that 2 spot. Dingman in the 3. You'd swear this was a total point race, how they're taking it nice and easy going on around the track. Tollefson going to take that 1. I think it's who can cross the slowest without putting a foot down. Dingman speeding on up into that 2 spot. Dingman taking the 2. Amon taking that 3. That concludes our racing here today. We want to thank everybody for coming on out. Track will be closed as we have a track rental after racing here today. Track is closed. Again, we are all volunteers here, so any help you can give us, we greatly appreciate it. Pick up the garbage from your area. If you see something that's maybe not even yours, if you want to help us on out, pick it on up. Like I said, we do have a track rental, so we do need to clear things out as soon as possible. We want to thank you for coming out racing with us here today on behalf of all the volunteer staff at Rum River BMX. We'll see you tomorrow. Registration from noon to 1. Good night.